carnivore. I'm taking mine off. I'm gonna be apronless.
No, you can keep it on. I like your apron. I like that it's pink.
Okay.
We so what's the first thing that we have to do?
Yes, so you're gonna take 1.5 cups of shredded meat. I use chicken, and then half a cup of grated parmesan, 2 eggs, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Okay. I am using turkey because I don't have chicken. But I used turkey before and I think it worked pretty well.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, the drier and less fatty, the better. So turkey is maybe even better. But once you have all that bowl, you're just going to mix it until combined. Once your ingredients are mixed, you're just going to put them on a baking sheet with parchment paper if you have it, and put the shape that you want your pizza to be in. So I usually do a circle, but I suppose you can get creative and make a heart or a square or whatever. And you just want it to be pretty firm. So press it down with those hands of yours, Jess, if you like.
Jess does not mind getting dirty.
No.
Once you have your pizza on your pan, it should look something like this, or like what you've got going on over there, Jess. You're having a full-size pizza, huh?
Yeah. I guess so. This is just a pound. It's not even a pound and a half. It's just a pound.
Okay, so a cup and a half.
Oh wait, 12 ounces? That's a pound. Oh, see, I'm dumb. Like I botch it every time. I always botch something.
Well, it's probably still gonna work fine. We'll see. If your crust falls apart a little, it's just because there's too much meat. But whatever.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. I didn't even measure mine. I just eyeballed it. Jess is usually pretty good at eyeballing stuff.
We'll see.
So we're going to throw these in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes.
So for people who don't know you, you want to share just a little bit about how you became a carnivore, and we'll wait for questions to come in?
Sure. So long story short, I have battled a lot of skin problems for a really long time, mostly psoriasis since I was a little girl, and then in the recent past, vasculitis, and since I was a teenager, a lot of acne. And so those skin stuff what really led me down this path. And after seeking help and not finding it for a long, long time, I met a nutritionist who actually told me about the carnivore diet, really as more of an elimination diet, not to be on forever. But then I looked more into it and learned about it and decided, I don't think this is an elimination diet for me. This is like a lifestyle for me. So I've been doing it just a little over 6 months.
And your skin is much better?
It's so much better, not to mention all the other benefits that I never expected, most notably that I no longer binge. And I used to be such a binge eater since I was about 15, probably. I'm 38 now, so over 20 years. And I haven't had one binge since I've been carnivore, which is literally miraculous.
Yeah, like the longest time probably that you haven't done that, right, as an adult.
I had previously gone 6 weeks, much less 6 months. So yes, absolutely the longest.
Amazing.
I wanted to just one thing for people if they're making this pizza. So 1.5 cups of cooked meat is probably best. And I think like a drier white meat, like chicken or turkey, something like that. And you can use canned, or you could use like shredded chicken breast from a rotisserie chicken or something like that. I typically make my own chicken breast in the air fryer, or make a whole chicken myself and then use the breast, just because then there's no added ingredients or anything like that. But you can do canned if that's easy. You know that there's a couple little ingredients in there, but don't let perfect be the enemy of great, I guess.
That's right.
So how do you feel about like the chicken? Like some carnivores kind of like don't like chicken because can't be corn, or it's corn fed and has soy and stuff like that. How do you feel about that?
Well, I prefer to mostly eat fatty red meat. That's how I feel the best. But I also, like, back to that whole don't let perfect be the enemy of great. I feel like it's fine. You know, it's fine if your eggs are white and they're just from the store, and it's fine if your chickens were not fed a certain way, unless you seem to have reactions to that stuff. I mean, I think it's Anthony Chafee who says if you eat all the sort of grain fed and all that, it's still like you're getting the silver medal at the Olympics instead of the gold medal from all the grass fed everything. And being a silver medalist is still way better than just about everybody in the whole world.
That's true. And I feel like I heard somebody say, I think it was Dr. Baker said, said, it's not really so much about eating a ton of meat necessarily. It's about not eating the other things. But by default, because you're not eating the other things, you end up eating more meat. But just in general, you know, low carb or carnivore is the way to eliminate all of those other foods and just stay full all the time. And so I find that, because I also was like, the weekend that I decided to become a carnivore, I ate 20 cupcakes in 36 hours. So for me, that I woke up, I'm not going to eat any more sugar. You know, I had to eat more. That was the only thing I could eat.
That, by the way, I'm going to start my tomorrow and I'd eat 6,000 calories of sugar. And then tomorrow, and by the evening I was like, I'm going to start the next tomorrow. You know, you just.
That's right. It was always Monday for me. I'll start Monday. Oh, it's Wednesday. You can't start on Wednesday. I'll have to start on Monday. It was always Monday. So many people I think can relate to that because we always wait until Monday to start things.
When I decide to do something, I always just start it.
You do?
Yeah. And then if I want to do it, I do it. Like I've always been like when growing up, if I decided to go on a diet, like it didn't last very long, but like I would do it and I would set a goal for myself. Like I'm going to do this for a month or 2 months and I would do it. And then after that was over, I would end it. But like I don't know. I've always been like that where like if I decide to do something, I do it. Like
it's amazing self-help books that you've read.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. Like, why would I wait?
That's amazing.
I have a question for you about that. Do you have a history with binging?
No, I don't.
It's like a binge thing. It's like, don't you think, Serena? Like, I'm up on everything before I start.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you putting as sauce on your pizza?
For my sauce, I'm making Alfredo, which I'll tell you the ingredients for that. Half a tablespoon of butter, half a cup of heavy cream, 1/4 cup of Parmesan, and then I don't like salt in it, but salt to taste if you like salt.
So mine, I am just going to use ricotta cheese for mine. I've always been a big fan of a white pizza.
I'm going to just do the carnivore gravy.
You're making me made gravy, Jess. I don't have enough cream cheese, or I would make gravy too.
You didn't know about this gravy.
The gravy is, we got it from Reed, who's the carnivorous chef, when we were making carnivore biscuits and gravy. It literally is just heavy cream and cream cheese, and then you salt to taste, and you just put it in a pan and just put it on like medium heat and just stir and like reduce till it gets thick, and it tastes just like gravy. It's amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's amazing without any of the garbage, without any of the processed stuff, without a huge list of ingredients, and without any wheat in it. It is amazing. And it goes with just about everything. I have not made it where it didn't go with what I was making it for. We made gnocchi the other day, Dr. Lisa's recipe, and it went on that great. Like I've never made it for something that it didn't go well with. It's just amazing. It's good on eggs. It's good on everything.
Yeah, because normal gravy is made with gluten. They put gluten in it. So that's why I had to stop eating it. But we found that there's no need for the gluten because it thickens up just nice with purely heavy cream and cream cheese. So it's literally, they're just putting stuff in the food for no reason. It's so annoying. So what are you guys going to put as your toppings?
I am going to put shrimp and bacon and mozzarella.
I have some mozzarella cheese, and then I have some pepperoni, and under the pepperoni I have some bacon bits I'm going to put on it.
So I have some mozzarella, and I have some prosciutto, some shredded mozzarella, and I think I'm going to put some egg yolks on it and have them like be a little gooey, and then I also have bacon. So I am loading it up.
Here's mine. It probably could go another couple of minutes, but it's nice and kind of golden brown, so it'll be perfect.
Oh, mine is good too. Jess, how's yours?
It's good. I think it's good. Oh, this gravy looking so good.
Do you ever just eat it with a spoon?
No. Let's see.
I have.
Ooh, still good.
Do you guys like shrimp?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, I like it, but it's not something I'm ever, like, craving. Like, if it's there, I'll eat it, but I'm never like, ooh, give me some shrimp.
Yeah.
You know?
I love shrimp.
I'm not a huge fish person, though, in general. Like, again, like, I'll eat sashimi and I'll eat fish, but I'm not a huge fish person. I used to do NPC competitions when I was younger, and my coach put me on a diet of literally 7 pieces of asparagus and 1 tilapia, and I would eat that twice a day. And I did that for over 2 months. Because remember how I was saying, like, once I put my mind to something, I'll do it. So, like, she told me, this is your diet, don't cheat. And I did it. I went to the gym like 3 times a day. I worked at the gym, so it made it easy. And I just ate that twice a day. And I got so skinny and so malnourished. But I did the, like, 2 competitions. And after that, I, like, haven't been able to really, like, eat fish. Like, it hasn't been something that's good because I just get, like, flashbacks.
Oh, I don't blame you. That's awful.
That for like a bodybuilding competition?
Yeah, when I was younger, I went to a Muay Thai gym with my friend, and there was like a coach that went to the gym also, and she like coached older ladies, and then she coached like NPC, and she would always approach me and say like, hey, you need to do NPC, you need to do NPC. And I was always really insecure, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm kind of feeling confident, so I'm going to just put myself out there and do it. And I did 2 competitions, and my parents, after the second one, my parents were like, you're way too skinny. Like, you need to stop this. This isn't healthy. And so I only did 2, and I haven't done any more.
So that would have been really difficult for me with my previous mind frame of binging. And also, it's like, I think I've seen that skinny body and never felt like I could attain it again. And so now I'm just fat all the time. You know what I mean? And even though maybe that wasn't healthy, but it's like somehow the new ideal in your brain. But, you know, I don't know, maybe my brain is learning how to get over some of that stuff now.
So do you think, Jen, do you think that you have body dysmorphia?
No, I don't. Because, I mean, but I just feel like if I ever was in a position where I lost a bunch of weight and I was so proud of it, and then I wasn't at that size anymore, that might help me. And I started thinking about that a few years ago because one of my good friends did a bodybuilding show, and she looked great, but you know, really thin and really muscly, and you know that lasts for 2 hours once the show's over. You start eating and you gain a bunch of fluid and weight back. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, this would be detrimental for my mental health. But I think that as far as like the ebbs and flows of the body weight that I do have pre-carnivore, and even as a carnivore, my weight stays pretty stable. I don't think I would consider that body dysmorphia in any way.
How long do we put this? This is my piece. I decided to put the egg on now, but.
Okay, basically just until like the cheese is melted and the egg yolk looks the way you want it to look. So probably about 5-ish minutes.
Okay.
One other thing I'll mention, the very first time I made this, I had almost like a sugar high, which there's no sugar, but it's so high in protein. Like, I don't know, I haven't done the math, but maybe like 100 grams of protein. And I don't know, even though I have a biology degree, I don't know all the details, but I know that gluconeogenesis exists. So I think if you eat that much protein, some of it is going to get converted into glucose, I guess. And so be careful with that. You know, don't force feed yourself this whole thing if you're not hungry, because you may not feel the best afterwards. And you might have what feels like a little bit of a kind of carb high.
Right. And I have noticed that sometimes, and I'm not doing it as much anymore, but sometimes when I make a replacement for something, like when I make the oopsie cake, there are times where I go a little bit overboard with the oopsie cake. And in here, it's a cake, even though it's not really a cake because it's not sweetened, but it feels like cake. So it almost takes me back to that to eating, 20 cupcakes in a weekend. And so I think sometimes pizza can do that for people. So the replacements for things don't always work for everybody, but most people can get to a point where, like, I can have one slice of this and be fine. Just because it looks like a pizza doesn't mean I have to, engulf the entire thing.
Does carnivore ice cream give you that feeling too?
Not at all. So that's another reason that I think that I'm excelling here, is that I made ice cream today and I had a little bowl and I was fine. So I think that's huge too, that I can have something that is a replacement for ice cream and not get that, like, oh, I need more of this kind of thing.
What about you, Jen?
My pizza's done. I have never had carnivore ice cream. I'm really excited to try it, but ice cream was my most favorite thing before, so I'm a little nervous about it, that I'll have that kind of mind thing. But because it's so high in fat, I feel like that's probably going to help. So I'm going to try it soon.
Yeah, try it. It's really good. It's literally, if you guys watching don't know what it is, Serena and I make it with just butter, heavy cream, salt, and eggs. And it's amazing. It's so good. I make mine in a plastic bag, because I don't have an ice cream maker.
And the texture really is like ice cream, whether you make it in a bag or if you do it in an ice cream maker. It really is like ice cream, and it gives you that feeling, but it doesn't give me that, like, oh, I have to have.
Does it taste sweet? Oh, look at that. That looks so good.
No, it's not sweet. It's kind of, mine just tastes like buttery. Like, the Serena's Bulletproof Water? It's like that, but ice cream.
Oh, that's perfect. Serena, wonderful. So good. Oh my gosh.
I don't have a pizza cutter. Do you guys have pizza cutters? I have such little, I don't have any kitchen utensils.
Pizza cutter is kind of my favorite part, because it's like the one thing I do that makes me feel like normal. I mean, I love being a carnivore now, and I don't care that I'm not normal at all. But this just like takes me back with the pizza cutter.
Okay, let's see if I can put mine on a plate.
It might be really hot, so be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think your family will like it?
No! I just ruined mine. Dang it.
It's okay.
Did it break in half when you were trying to slide it over?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm a mess, and I wouldn't expect anything different from myself.
I should have warned you, because these crusts are so big. I used to make them smaller, and it was real easy to just scoop with a spatula. But now you almost have to even up the surface with your plate and just slide it over.
This is literally the only cooking pan that I have, like, oven pan. So I had to, like, lift it over these, like, edges. But yeah, it still will taste good. It just doesn't look pretty.
Are you ready? Okay. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Mmm. I just got a bite with prosciutto.
Is it good?
The prosciutto takes it to another level. Oh my goodness. Mine is delicious. How did you guys' come out?
Super good. It's like a treat every time.
I like it with the meat crust. The last time we did pizza, I used an egg white, like a whipped egg white kind of crust, which was very good, and you could pick it up and hold it. And I do really like that. I like this a lot too, though. I think this is really good.
Someone else asked, did any of you guys heal from autoimmune issues? Did you, Jen?
Yeah, so psoriasis is autoimmune, and then that short bout of vasculitis potentially was also an autoimmune issue. And I want to be really clear and not misleading at all, that while carnivore has helped me a ton with that, I am still on a drug for it. Now I'm slowly kind of weaning off, and I was on a drug for it before when things were just terrible. And anyway, switching around different drugs, and still having breakthrough with skin breakouts with my psoriasis and stuff. So this is another kind of uncontrolled experiment, because I'm still on this drug, but it's still way better than before when I was still on a drug. But in the next months or years, we'll see. I will be trying to completely wean off of that. But regardless, it's helped me a ton with those autoimmune issues.
What about you, Serena?
I didn't have any, that I know of. I do have parosmia. That's a post-COVID issue where many things taste and smell rotten. And I do think it has helped me with that, but there's no way to judge, like, would I have gotten this much better without carnivore? I do think that it helped me, though, because my inflammation is down. The main way that carnivore helped me was in here, though. You know, I'm not obsessed with food anymore. I don't worry about food anymore. I don't stress about it anymore. That's huge for me, that I just don't even think about my food. I just eat.
I was just constipated, and now I'm not. And I had acne, and now I don't. And I had extreme mood swings, and was like I would get angry really, really easily, really quickly. And now I don't. So, I don't know. Those are my things, though.
I want to mention one more thing on that. So just today I was at the pool with a friend talking about this diet and stuff, and she basically said, I mean, probably it's because you are no longer drinking alcohol or eating a ton of sugar. That could be why your skin is so much better. And I kind of thought, you know, maybe just the sugar and the processed foods and stuff. However, I couldn't give that stuff up before because I was binging. And I've never been on any diet where I could stop binging. So even if I didn't need to restrict my diet quite this much for my skin, I still needed to restrict it for my binging. So either way, carnivore is the answer for me.
That's a great point. Jen, where can people find you? What's on the horizon for you? What are your plans? Let us know.
You can find me on Instagram at Delighted to Meet You, MEAT. And I just started a TikTok to see if I can handle that. Also Delighted to Meet You. And I think I'm going to start a YouTube, but I haven't yet. So maybe in the next few weeks.
What is your YouTube going to be about?
I think it'll be more practical advice, like tips and tricks and tools with a little bit of my story with carnivore, but more just kind of short snippets to be useful for people that are just trying to figure out how to even start.
Well, you'll have to come back and cook with us again. This was super fun. So maybe like next month or in a couple of months, we can pick a different recipe and then we can all do it together again.
I would love to. I'm going to have to come up with something else that I'd make that is more than one step.
Yeah, just put frozen meat in air fryer and you're done.
We just chat.
Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again, Jen, for being our guest. I've had so much fun.